Welcome everybody to the Asus Vivobook E200Ha review. My name is Jeremy and I just got this today from Amazon. I have opened this, so it's not going to be really a proper unboxing, but I am going to review this. It was $200 from Amazon, free shipping, and just to throw it out there, I'm very happy with this and I recommend this a lot. So I'm just going to show you the box right here. It says Microsoft Office 365. It's basically a one-year subscription. On the back of the box, it just talks about the lithium-ion battery, so do not transport package if damaged. That's pretty much all it says on the back for the most part. I'm going to turn around this way and open it this way. I don't know if you can see this, but right here it says In Search of Incredible. But we're going to pull this back out. Obviously I've already opened this. You can already see this is the charger. I've had no problems with the charger so far. It charges at a decent speed. This right here where it goes right into the port, it's reversible, it goes in perfectly, fits great. I never had trouble taking it in or out. The cord itself is nice. It's a pretty decent length of a cord. The actual adapter itself is just, it's just a chunk right here, but it's honestly not too bad. Hasn't really bothered me that bad. And here we have the actual Asus Vivobook. Yes, I have already set it up, opened it, and I've used it quite a bit just for today. Right here you will see a micro SD card and a mini HDMI. I don't know if you can see that. You will also see a 3.0 USB port, and of course right here you got the charging. Right here you have a 2.0 USB, and you also have a headphone jack, and of course the lovely Asus thing here. And down here it just says Windows with everything on it. Now, my biggest gripe with this computer, at least in design, is these two bumps right here. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a bump here and a bump here. And they just bother me, because when you're trying to open it, it just digs into wherever you're going. But I wanted to put this box out of the way and move the charger over here so you can see the computer at itself. Now, my first opinions of just looking at it, it looks like it's a nice metal finish. It is a hard plastic, but it also feels very nice, very professional. Definitely does not feel like a $200 computer. Feels very high quality. It has your four rubber things down here so your computer doesn't slide or does not get scratched. And it's very, very light. I'm very surprised by that. I am definitely happy that they went for a light approach. It's only 11.6 inches. If you knew that, it's one of the smallest sizes you can get for a notebook, at least of right now. But here we go, we're going to open the device. I've already logged in, so it should show right here, right out of sleep mode, and I can just sign in or do whatever I need to do. So it's Intel inside, Energy Star, HDMI. The keyboard is surprisingly satisfying. It's a large enough keyboard. I never felt that it didn't have enough space. And the touchpad is enormous. It's a very large touchpad, very clicky. You can see I was already on here and I checked out all the specs, so it's all here and ready for you. I don't expect you to be able to see that. However, I do have it set. It is running Windows 10, very easy, very snappy. It's a very fast, small little notebook. I'm going to tell you the specs really quick. The specs are, it is a 11.6 inch screen, as I've already talked about. It is 1366 by 768 pixels. It runs at 1.44 gigahertz, and it has a Intel Atom quad-core processor with 2 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. I gotta say, I am really enjoying my time with this. It was definitely a good purchase. I've not really had many problems with it. I mean, like I said, the only thing I don't like are these little things right here, but to be quite honest with you, I could live with it. I'll show you my main hub really quick. So here it is all opened up. This is about as far as it can go. Another thing I might have to add is you can't open it with one hand. It's not a Mac. It will slide. Another thing I forgot to mention, it has 32 gigabytes of SSD hard drive storage. So you can expand it. There is a micro SD card where you can expand the storage. However, stock, it is 32 gigabytes of SSD. This laptop does have Bluetooth, and it also has very nice Wi-Fi, just like how any other computer would. But one thing I gotta say I'm really impressed with is definitely the battery life. Like, I unboxed this, I turned it on, I had a decent, about 75% of battery life in this, so I was like, I'm gonna charge it to 100. I plug it in, get it to about 98, 99, and I leave it on and I'm using it, I'm installing apps, I'm doing many different things, and I come home maybe 6-7 hours later and it's still at 60-70%. I'm honestly amazed. This thing says that it has about 13 hours of battery life, but to be quite honest with you, I think it's closer to 11 or 12, but that is still very good for a notebook of this size. One thing I also want to say is that it doesn't get very bright here. So I'm going to boot it up and show you. Right here you have to hold FN to use it. I'm going to bring up, you have to use the volume this way. It does get pretty loud. I would do a sound test, but to be quite honest, it's just like every other laptop. But the brightness gets about this high, and the brightness gets about this low. So it does get very dim. The brightness at the very highest, I mean, it's usable. There's no complaints really from it because I usually use my laptops inside anyways, so I don't have to worry about it too much, but that may bother some people. But thank you guys for watching this Asus Vivobook E200Ha review. I really do recommend this. I think it is a good buy. It can run simple games like Gary's Mod, Minecraft. It can do a lot of that type of stuff. It is a very solid notebook for $200. I honestly think if you are a Mac guy, or even just a PC guy, or even in between, but you want a computer that can run Windows 10 nicely for a cheap price, I recommend this computer 100%. I have not had many problems with it, and the problems that I do have are just these two little things right here.
I have been using Mac, and I recommend it too.